Hey, what's up? What's happening and what's going down? It is your boy, the Ruxman, here coming at you guys live and direct with another bam unboxing. We're gonna be looking at today the NZXT Phantom 410. Let's jump right into it, people. Alright, so today guys, we got a special video today. Today we're going to be starting up the project that we promised you before, the actual PC build. We're doing it for my boy Big John on his actual channel. We're going to leave that link in the description below. Also, I'll leave a link to the channel up there in the little bubble icon in the corner. He is actually our cameraman for the day, so without further ado, let's take a look at this box and see what NZXT has for us. So, right here on the front, we just got a good illustration of the case. We got the Phantom 410 crafted mid-tower chassis. Beautiful look at the case. He went with the white theme. Why? Because that man was supporting the wonderful world. He wanted to show everybody that he was a part of the white and black and blue movement. We're gonna get some blue fans in there eventually, but not today. Anyway, let's spin this around, guys. Take a look at the side. Phantom 410 is just telling us about our expansion bays, our cooling options, the clearance for our actual VGA support, CPU heat sinks and all that, nice and detailed, so that if you ever want to go pick this case up, you wouldn't have any problem figuring out what's gonna fit inside of that bad boy. So I'm gonna spin it over to the back. Whole lot of information, gives you a nice little look at the actual I/O on the top part of the panel, and also the open chassis itself. Without further ado, I'm just gonna open this baby right on up. And as usual, with surgical precision, we remove the X-Acto knife. Safety first, people. Cut away from yourself. We get that first one, we got some old tape right there, throw that off to the side. Come right down the middle. Oh, it's exciting, y'all. It's very, very, very exciting. We getting in this thing. How many of y'all working on another build? Let me know in the comments below. Because we had another case before. Actually, you know what? This box is misleading. I take it back. John didn't go with the actual white. It looks like we got a fire red case inside, people. Let me lean it over so you can see. And now I'm going to flip this over so we can get it out of the box. All right. All right, there we go. I don't like the way they put the white thing on the outside of the case when it's actually red, but we'll have to get at NZXT for that. I'm sure they did that to save money on making multiple prints of the box. So, actually, nice foam, not completely hard, got a little bit of softness to it, so it's much more durable than the cheap stuff you see. I unboxed the actual Bose PC system a little while ago, the Companion 5s, in a previous video. I'll leave that link in the description. But that foam that was in there was super hard, man, and not very premium for a product such as Bose. I thought it would be a lot better. Let's get in here, throw this off to the side, and I'll spin the case around, give you guys a look at the front. So what we got here, let's peel this off nice and lovely, give you a little bit of tech porn right there. There we go. There we go. And this is a actually pretty sexy chassis we got here. Let's take this top off. Really impressive. The original one that we were gonna build in was a little too small, didn't really work out for the cable management, so we came on over to the NZXT Phantom 410. Let's see what we got here. So we got a little cage that opens up, just a little push button cage. You press it in, pops out, exposes the actual drive cages. Looks like we got a fan filter down there for the intake, for the front intake of the cage. Let's spin it around to the side without removing the panel. Directly right here, we got another mounting space for an actual 120 millimeter or a 140 millimeter, excuse me, fan to intake some fresh air into the case, and a little viewer window to show off some of your bling. Let's spin it around the back. Looks like they gave us an included 120 millimeter fan This case does support actual water cooling, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actual expansion bays, and of course the cutout spot for the power supply. So I'm gonna start taking this thing apart so we can look inside. Actually, tell you what, let's look at the top. So let's look at this top I/O right here, people. Right up here, it looks like we got our power button and our reset button, along with a little fan controller that has, it looks like 3 speeds on it. So you can turn it all the way up. It just has a little plus. That has a minus. If you put it right in the middle, it should be right in midway. Some USB 3.0s and actually some USB type 2s, along with a headset and a microphone jack. All right, so I'll go ahead and take off this side panel for you guys. It has just little thumb screws on there. Let me get a tool to open this up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I loosened up those screws and I'm gonna just take out the thumb screws on the side here and put them in a safe place off to the side. And let's just slide this panel off. Very easy to get the panel off. Actually a really rigid panel, so made out of good stuff, people. I'm gonna put this off to the side. Let's take a look at what we got on the inside here. So directly on the inside, we can already see that we have the main fan that's exhausting the heat outside of the case. If I flip this a little bit, there's actually another 120 millimeter fan up at the top. Looks like we can support a radiator up there. Place this down. We got a place for another 120 fan at the bottom. Actual vent support right there, an actual mesh that's going to keep the dust out of the power supply when it's drawn in that fresh air from the bottom of the cage. Okay, removable drive cages. This is a feature that I really like to see on cases because it gives you that much more space, especially if you have a really long graphics card that's going to be coming out. You can just remove a thumb screw, pull these cages out. Let's see how these actual cages work, by the way. It actually looks like they're from the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that panel and we'll look at that as well. So let's go ahead and show you guys. We'll screw that off. Screw that one off. And as you see, it has this little lip right here. They made it really convenient for taking those panels off. And directly on this other side, we have the motherboard cut out nice and big. So if you have to install any aftermarket cooling solutions onto your board, definitely not going to have a problem installing the plates there. We got the rubber grommets here for cable routing. So we got a lot of options for cable routing. I don't know why they didn't do it on all of them, but still a lot of different options. Looks like we got a cutout up top. I don't know if you can see that right there for our actual 8-pin power connector to the motherboard. And another cutout off to the side, so you can route it either way. And these drive cages actually come out from the back. These are much like the ones that Corsair use. Real toolless entry, very good. You put the hard drive in, it goes rigid. You don't have to worry about a thing. And of course, we got the actual leads to the actual top of the case. So I'll spin it around one more time before we go in a little bit deeper. So we got here a little Molex adapter. Looks like we got the actual 3 different fan control headers, so we can hook up the 3 fans that can be controlled by that switch up top that we talked about. The actual power and reset button. Actually, here's a 4-fan header. The actual HD audio for hooking up your audio. The USB 3.0 right there with the blue on it. The actual USB 2.0. And some actual different power leads right there, or actual the LEDs and the HDD LED. All right, inside of here, let's see what we got in there. It looks like that's in there a little tight, so I'm gonna slide it out of there. They put it in a nice little NZXT box. Let's dig in there and see what we got, people. Oh, opens right here. See, I'm a noob. There we go. So let's shake that out. They gave us some cool reading material. Nothing too crazy. We'll throw that off to the side. A little warranty paperwork. Throw that off to the side. Looks like we got some zip ties for cable management. Those are gonna come in handy for the build, and an actual how to build a PC kit. And this is cool. I've never seen something like this included in a case. I've only built a few, so don't judge me if if it's something that's commonplace, but in none of the cases that I've built, you know, I haven't seen them. And the rest is just basically the screws. All right, and then at the very top of the cage, where we have the I/O, I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of removing this panel to show you guys what it looks like up top. So if you were to go ahead and mount your actual radiator, the radiator would probably come in from the bottom, and you can mount your fans at the top, or you can mount your radiator at the top and run the tubes through those little holes right there. So actually really brilliant design by NZXT. Really, really cool, awesome design. I'm really impressed by this case, and I can't wait to build in it. I actually neglected to show you guys the clearance space right here. So there's a lot of room for cable management back here. There's a big little space right there. I don't know if you can see that distance right there, but you can fit like 2 fingers almost in there. So it'll be no problem running wires in here. All right, so that's gonna just about do it for our actual unboxing of the NZXT 410 Phantom. Guys, if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Follow us. The social media links will be down in the description below. And guys, as always, slow down, but never stop. Ruxman out. Love you, baby. Mean it.